So this town is a coal company town that was built in 1901 as part of the Johnson Brothers Coal Company. Later became the Hocking Valley Coal Company. Johnson Road, which is adjacent to the town, named after the Johnson brothers. All of the houses and the company store itself were built in the era or about 1900 to 1901, and they were built to accommodate and provide housing and a retail outlet for the miners employed by the coal company. Then the mine itself operated from 1901 until 1937. It closed in 1937, somewhat late in the Depression years, then opened back up again as the United States became involved in at least the production of materials having to do with World War II. So it opened again during the war and stayed open until 1948. Then the mine no longer operated after that time. The homes continued to be rented by the owners of the surface above the mine. And the company store was used for a variety of things. It was a machine shop for a while, as you will see if you look at the oil stains on the wooden floor of the first floor. It was a VFW hall in the 1950s, and then it was used to store grain and hay. At the time we became involved, it was being used to store antiques. Also, there were two rail lines that passed here. One is still operating. The Norfolk and Southern has 2 or 3 trains a day, mostly coal trains that pass through. There was another train track where the bike path itself is located. There was a train side yard, actually right where the stage and the outdoor beer garden is located. When we began the restoration here in 1997, there were 7 houses in the company store here. There were 14 more houses up above Johnson Road, where near a 2-story brick building, which is now the headquarters for Rural Action. That 2-story brick building was previously a farmhouse. During some portion of the mine's opening and operations, it was an office for the mine, and surrounded by the company houses that were up there, most of which were the 4 square houses like the one we're in today, but with several what they call shotgun houses. There were also 2 houses right at the entrance or the junction of Johnson Road and Route 33. You can see a little driveway there that went to the 2. There were also residential spaces within the company store itself. On the second floor, there are 2 small rooms at the front. Each one was for a married miner, no children. The company store also had, prior to our restoration, a falling down side building, which was the paymaster's station. So when the miners were coming to be paid for their work, they would go to the company store, to the paymaster's station to receive their pay for the week. The mine itself is underneath us and all around this area. There were 2 entrances to the mine. One is across what's now Route 33 on the River Road, and that was where the tipple entrance was, where one went straight down into the mine. Near that tipple entrance, which is now gone, are 2 buildings that remain from the mine. One is the wash house, and it is a ceramic tile glazed building. There's another warehouse building there as well that is still standing, brick and ceramic tile. Our original inspiration was the formation of the Little Cities of Black Diamond, and prior to that, and its own inspiration from the book by Ivan Tribe, and our being interested in coal mine heritage, which is so prominent in the history of southeastern Ohio. We began the restoration in 1997, and we did 1 house at a time with an unrestored company store staring at us. On this house is of a different design, shed roof front porches on others. This one is a pitched roof. Some didn't have front porches at all. We went ahead and added front porches to each of the homes, emulating the shed roof style that was original to some of them. We kept all the windows in the company store, and we added a outdoor performance space with a small stage about 2 years ago. And we're really fortunate to be adjacent to the bike path, and we were able to qualify the company town to be designated as a National Historic District by the U.S. Department of the Interior, as well as the state of Ohio. One of our inspirations was to connect back to history, but we also wanted to connect history forward and try, as I mentioned earlier, to demonstrate that not every commercial building has to be a metal-sided building, new construction on a concrete slab, even though the building codes make that easier and less expensive. That repurposing existing, especially historic structures or unique structures and architectural styles is really important for the depth of cultural heritage